What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Thursday, September 27th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Odell Harmon Jr.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? I'm Odell Harmon Jr., as Greg said. Nice to meet y'all.
Odell.
Yes, sir.
I love you so much.
I love you
You
too,
have such
man.
a great vibe. I need you to explain to everybody who you are, all right? You've come here. You're here on Kinda Funny Games Daily because at PAX, right?
Yeah, we met at PAX West.
And you were talking to me, and you did what I ask people to do all the time, where like, I do a podcast, I'm really good at it, I'd love to come on the show. I said, send me some links. You sent me some links. I was like, you are good at it, you get to come be on the show. And then you went the extra step. Because what I tell everybody, I've said this publicly, right? I want to bring on more voices. I want to bring on more people who have smaller channels, smaller gatherings. We come on here. Let's see what everybody's got. Let's talk about the next generation of video game journos, people, whatever you want to call. And you did something that I don't know many people have done, where you said, yes, I have links, here you go. And I'm like, all right, let me know when you're in San Francisco. And you're like, oh, I'll be in San Francisco on this date. I was like, all right, great, we got you booked, come on in. And then today I was like, are you here just for us? And you said yes. I flew in yesterday and I fly out tonight. You came in just to do Kinda Funny Games Daily.
Yes, sir. I came in just to do Kinda Funny Games Daily. I'm glad you actually said the last week in September, because prices were going to be crazy for the next week. So you went to London.
We could have made it somewhere else. It's always up to you. We could have made it happen. But you came from Houston, right?
Yes, sir. So
I want the whole rundown here, Odell. All right. So of course you do Full Circle Podcast. You can get it at thegamefanatics.com.
Yes, that is Full Circle Podcast. You can catch that at thegamefanatics.com and on YouTube at the Game Fanatics channel. But my journey started in college. I went to school to be a veterinarian. So
as most of us did when we want to talk about video games.
So all you future doctors out there, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. So I went to my counselor, said, hey, I don't want to do this. I want to work in video games. She said, I don't know what video games are. You're screwed.
Yeah.
So I made a package. I sent it to IGN, Game Informer, Kotaku, anyone who was an outlet at the time. After I graduated, I got a call from Game Informer and said, hey, come do an unpaid internship. And at the same time, I got a job offer from Kroger to be an assistant manager for $40K a year. And I was like, I will take that unpaid internship, please.
And your dad was just punching a wall somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
He cried a little bit, I'm sure.
So you went to Game Informer.
I did, and I interned there in the fall of 2012 with some of the greats like Dan Reichert.
Dirty Dan Reichert.
Fun fact, one of the co-interns was Mike Mahardy. He is
GameSpot. He was just on the show not too long ago.
Yeah, I saw that. So we interned together. What's up, Mike? And after that, I came back. I cried a little bit.
Because it was over?
Because it was over. And for like a year or two, I kind of just floated, trying to, pitch things, do indie sites, but I really wasn't getting anywhere. So I buckled down. I was like, you know what? I need to get my shit together. So I applied at every indie site possible. And I ended up at a site called XBLA, which did Xbox and mainly Xbox indie games.
Yeah, Xbox Live Arcade. That makes sense.
So I started going to the PAXs. And then I started writing for an Australian website called Dusty Cartridge. Okay. And that's how I got into E3 for the first time, where I snuck into every press conference.
Odell told me the story earlier, and it's the same thing we talk about. And if you ever want to go anywhere, just act like you know where you're supposed to be. Exactly. Because they just let you go through places, and before you know it, you're hanging out with everybody.
Yeah, they do. And it was amazing. So I was like, I told myself, it was in 2014, that until I make it in this industry, I will never miss another E3 as long as I live. And I've kept that promise to myself so far, and I plan to keep doing it. So after bouncing around a whole bunch of places, writing for indie sites, I wrote for Twinfinite, I wrote for...
Big Twinfinite, Jared Petty getting the payoff.
I pretty much wrote for basically every indie site out there. Some failed, some succeeded, and I found myself at the Game Fanatics. I like what they were doing with video content. Yeah. So I went there and started helping produce the video content and wrote there. And now, I'm still pitching to, bigger sites, still trying to get my name out there. But, I've helped out there. I've worked on some IGN wikis, so,
Sam Claiborne, you know him well. Yes, Miranda Sanchez.
Yeah, there's some very lovely people. If you don't know Sam, he has a great stash.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Great stash.
I think they were all just on the Gamescast while we were in London, so you should check that out with Jared. They came by and did the IGN Guides team, I think.
Yeah, so after, going to Gamescom, which was my first year this year in Europe, and all the PAXs and E3s, I ran into you a few times. Yeah. The first time we actually met was at the Video Game Awards, when you gave your acceptance speech for Person of the Year. Yes. I actually have a picture that I'll show that to you later. Oh, okay. But after you gave that rousing speech, I went, shook your hand. There was no line, amazingly. And,
what a surprise. There's no line to meet Greg Miller.
So you inspired me. And what? Whoa, we're on the show together now.
Look at that, dude. That's how it works here. You know what I mean? Congratulations. I'm glad you're hacking at it. Well, the one thing I have a question for you is, I've been doing this for 12 years now. So many people approach me and say, I want to do what you're doing. How do I do this? How do I do it? How do you do it? How do you keep going? Like, what is the piece of advice you give to everybody out there right now watching or listening who wants to do what we do?
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest. I've had some professionals in this industry, people I trust and love, and they're great people, tell me, if you do something well, you never do it for free. And as true as that is, sometimes opportunity comes at the cost. And I've been to E3 on my own dime. I went to Gamescom on my own dime.
That's crazy. Gamescom on your own dime. We don't even do that.
And I went to PAX on my own dime. And I'm not saying that's ideal, but sometimes when the opportunity isn't given to you, if someone isn't offered to give you paid content, coverage and stuff, you got to make it happen yourself. And that means you produce content for free just to get it out there and stay relevant. Then that's what you do. I'm not saying that's ideal. If you can get someone to pay you, yes, please get someone to pay you. But like I told you, my internship at Game Informer wasn't paid, but I knew the opportunity, the doors it can open was worth that financial risk. And if your heart's really into it, you can't take no from an answer sometimes. So sometimes that way you make is at your own financial loss, but just so you can keep going. And that's it. You just got to keep doing it. And like I said, I snuck literally into press conferences before. And I've had times where I've gotten into E3 and I told myself, if I can't get this appointment, I'm going to go there. I am going to talk to them, and I'm not going to hound them or do anything illegal.
Sure, but plead your case. Yeah. You're gonna eventually you'll take no for an answer, but like you're gonna shoot your shot. Yeah.
So if that means packing up your car and driving 1,000 miles to a place you've never been and experiencing snow for the first time, you do it.
Odell, you have a great energy, and I'm happy you're along for this ride. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every week on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show, kindafunny.com/KFGD with your questions, comments, bad PSN names, and everything else under the video game sun. Then watch us record it live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong. Tell us what we screw up as we screw it up, so we can set the record straight for everybody listening later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and podcast services around the globe. Housekeeping for you. Thank you very much. It's the final week for you to get your shirtless Spider-Man stuff on Patreon. Remember, if you go to patreon.com/kindafunnygames, support the fan mail tier, you get the signed shirtless Spider-Man PS4 cover we're making on nice glossy paper, or you can go to patreon.com/kindafunny, and there you'll get the autographed Panda Musk art print by me, not Panda Musk. I'm not sending it to Australia or wherever he is to get it signed. And today we're brought to you by NordVPN, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 5 items on the report. Cool, Greg?
A baker's dozen.
Oh, a quiet baker's dozen from Cool, Greg.
I got a pot sticker in my mouth.
You got a pot sticker in your mouth. Is it, what's on? It's noon now, I guess, right? Yeah.
Man's got to eat.
No, I ain't getting in the way. We ordered a lot of Chinese food for this meeting yesterday. Way too much of it. I noticed there was like way too much food. I'm not mad. Now there's leftovers. Cool Greg's eating them. I got to take care of my boy. Number 1 on the Roper Report, the Red Dead download is huge. I'm going to read from Engadget, where Rachel Enhland. The H in there throws me, but I'm going to say Enhland.
Sounds like a world from Super Mario.
It does. I'm sorry, Rachel. Red Dead Redemption 2 is finally dropping next month, and PlayStation has revealed some of what's in store with the pre-order launch of its PlayStation 4 Pro bundle. The box refers to a timed exclusive for 30 days and mentions online content. We knew PlayStation users were getting some unique content, but this confirms they'll get it ahead of everyone else too. The box also suggests the game will support between 2 and 32 players, 2 more than GTA 5, which still continues to lure people even though it launched 5 years ago. And like GTA 5 and GTA Online, Red Dead Redemption 2 will debut a month or so before its online mode, which is fine considering the PlayStation 4 box reveals that the game is a massive 105 gigabytes to install. Parentheses, possibly due to the 4K version, but this isn't clear, meaning there's a lot to get stuck in before then.
I like how that rhymed at the end.
I do too. Rachel's, she's talented over at Engadget. Do you care that it's huge? 105 gigabytes download.
Yes and no. Yes, because I like my hard drive space. No, because that's just today the world we live in.
Right.
And I don't buy digital. I'm one of those guys.
You don't buy digital?
I don't. I'm highly against digital. So
You're against it even, some would say.
I am against. You know, I'm like the same people with the Amazon e-reader. I just need the feel of that case. And
you like to pull it off, put it on, see it on there. I understand.
You know, put it on, So, I mean.
So this doesn't affect you at all.
Yeah, not at all. And I feel like if we live in a world, yes, I think it's laziness because people are like, I don't want to get out, switch to disc. I just want to move
You're
on.
goddamn right. It's laziness. That's why I love it. Don't have to do anything. All my games are right there for me.
Switch, that makes sense. You're on the go. But the PlayStation 4, I mean, so it sucks. I mean, because a lot of people are moving to digital.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like with AAA titles in today's world, you know what you're getting into.
Right.
So you can't really be surprised.
I'm jumping to Josh from New York, who writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, hi, with the news about Red Dead Redemption 2's 105 gigabyte download size revealed, this has me wondering about those who will buy a physical copy of the game and then not connect to the internet for a variety of reasons. Is it possible that the physical copy will be incomplete in some way, even if it's just added 4K textures? This could set up a scenario where an offline PS4 Pro/Xbox One X owner could be left without the intended full game experience. Standard Blu-ray capacity looks to be about 50 gigabytes, but with 100 and 128 gigabyte versions out there as well. He goes on and on it. Would love to hear your thoughts. P.S. I've been trying to explain the origins of the chicken joke to my fiance for a month, and I think it's just better left off as an unexplained inside joke that will never die. I'm with you. This is always the problem. I feel like every game needs to be connected to the internet, period.
Yeah, I mean, what game nowadays doesn't have a day one patch?
Exactly. No matter, I ran into trouble a couple of weeks ago with Tomb Raider, where I was like, I played it and I was like, oh man, this was wrong and that was wrong, and then I read, oh, there's a day one patch for it. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now. There's a day one patch for a bunch of stuff in there. It's like, all right, like I can't imagine getting a game like Red Dead, putting it in and not ever pinging the internet. And I know that does happen for people, but it's not the day and age I think we live in already. I think this is already happening.
Yeah, it's the same thing. If you think about, like, I guess, in schools, how a lot of homework needs to be done online, or you need to have access to internet too. And some families don't, and I get that. But it's kind of like an assumption nowadays that it's something you have, like a phone.
Yeah, you have Wi-Fi to ping somewhere for it.
Yeah.
I'm a strictly digital player, like on my PlayStation 4 as well. Sorry, I let you down, Odell. I didn't mean to. But I don't care. Like, for me, it's Red Dead's huge. Okay, I need to know that I need a budget time to download it more than anything. Because it's that thing. I understand. Growing up, I was the collection guy, and I wanted my bookcase there, and I wanted all my games there. I wanted to be able to look at them like, I've done this.
Feel proud.
This is my land. You know what I mean? But once digital started and we started getting codes that way, I found it to be so much more refreshing because they were at my fingertips right there. But then also I'm the guy that I love cleaning it up. There's nothing more I love. I platinum a game, or I just beat the game and I'm done with it. Pop out, upload the save, delete the game. Get the game off the hard drive, because I like my hard drive. It feels like a to-do list when I get on there and see it.
I like that you said that, because I feel like that's my bookshelf. But when I have digital only games, so I went to go play Undertale since they re-released it on Switch. I have it on my PS4. I never beat the genocide route, and I'm looking for it. It's the U, and I'm going through. I'm like, oh my God, look at all these PlayStation Plus games I downloaded and completely forgot I had.
Yeah.
If I had the case there, I wouldn't have forgot. But since it's just in like my huge library, it's just like,
you're right. No, because it's the same. I just did it with Switch. Fortnite got updated today. We'll talk about it in a second. And I wanted to download it, went in there. Oh, I don't have enough room. So I had to delete some stuff. So I went back into like the all software tab, and there's so many games. And I'm like, oh yeah, Flipping Death. Like I downloaded this and never even started after liking it at the Xbox event. Goodbye. Delete. I'll get it. It's always there. That's my thing, is like, all the games are there. People always get so hung up on it of like, oh, if you delete it, you'll forget about it. But I operate in gaming moods, where if I'm in the mood for a game, I usually can sense it coming. Like, oh man, you know what I like to play tonight? This, and then I go Custom Quest 2, and I'll download that. Start it from home or from here back home or something. People overthink it, is what I'm saying, no doubt.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. People do overthink it, because since I don't buy digital, only games I buy digital are the ones you have to. And usually I have the bad case of I'll start. If an indie game is like longer than 10 hours and I've played it for 10 hours and then I stop playing it for whatever reason, major release, man, it's just really,
it's hard to get back, man.
Really hard.
It's hard to get back to all of these games. That's the problem right now that we're in, is the fact that I am in love with Octopath Traveler, Valkyria Chronicles 4, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? And so Valkyria, man, I stopped playing Octopath. And I'm going to get back to it. This is a real one. Not my normal Persona 5 garbage. I'll get back to Octopath. Now, I was on vacation, played Valkyria nonstop. Now, I'm at home playing Assassins, great. So now Valkyria's been stopped. Then Red Dead's going to come, and it will stop Assassins, and it's just this tumbling backlog.
You broke the unwritten gamer rule, and by unwritten gamer rule, I mean Odell's unwritten gamer rule.
Everybody got an Odell unwritten gamer rule. Cool, Greg, give me a jingle.
Yeah. Patent pending. But you never start 2 major RPGs at the same time. You just can't.
What was I going to do, Odell? What was I going to do? Octopath was still going.
You finish it, or you just either you finish it or you power through. That's the same thing. You power through. That's what you do.
There's only one rule. You power through the game. You don't stop. I had to. I won't. Yeah. They want to know the opinions on the new games, you know?
Yeah, like I remember I thought I was gonna play Final Fantasy and The Witcher at the same time.
Oh, no, that's not.
And I haven't beaten The Witcher still to this day.
That's what. That's what is terrifying right now for me with Odyssey. Is that Odyssey? I'm loving. I'm enjoying so much of it. It is one of those games where it's like, all right, cool. We gotta do this. We gotta do games cast, and I can get to go home. I'll walk for till I'll order food and I'll sit there and play the game. But it's like, I look at that map and I so get vibes of Witcher. I'm just like, I'm never gonna do that. You know, I'm like level 15 now or 16. I see stuff that's like level 50. I'm like, that's so far away. I don't know if I'll ever get there.
You know what I feel is weird? I feel Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a great game and a bad Assassin's game, which I feel like is a lot of their games really.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody had a question. I don't know if it made the cut, because I think I didn't have much to say about it. You're saying it's a bad Assassin's game because of?
So, you know, the original Assassin game had like a real feel, a vibe of, you know, the future and the present. I feel like the further they got from that, like they just started to feel like a cool, like Black Flag is a cool pirate game, a cool, you know, I'm Jack Sparrow type vibe.
Yeah.
If I'm ranking it as like what the Assassin's game started and what like their vibe was,
sure,
then I've kind of lost that.
Kevin from Orlando writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD. And let me once again say, I love that everybody's telling us where they're from nowadays. Hello, KFGD host. I have a question about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. As a huge fan of this franchise, I have to be honest, I'm not that excited about this game and personally feel from what I've seen so far, my biggest concern is that it doesn't follow any of the lore. If Origins was the beginning of the Brotherhood, how is this an Assassin's Creed game? Why has no one asked Ubisoft about this? Is this worth my money, or is this game just a Spartan game with the AC name? Thank you for all you do in making my days better. Kevin from Orlando.
Oh man, he said it pretty good there.
Yeah, and so this is where it gets tricky. Me and Andrea have been talking about review embargoes and what you can and can't say and do all this stuff. Some of your stuff goes into that. Here's my take on it, non-spoilery, staying top level. I was never the guy early on Ezio stuff, right? Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Ezio stuff, right? It was very much like, oh man, yeah, what is the piece of Eden? Oh fuck, what? No, like, oh man. And then the longer it went, the more and more I was like, I just don't give a shit about the Templars. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit about this at all. And so, Origins is the dumbest thing I could say. Cool, or maybe you know, Odell. But,
okay.
So is Odyssey supposed to be before Origins in the timeline?
I have no idea. That's how convoluted this got. I really don't know.
Because I as somebody who played Origins for like all of an hour and a half, 2 hours, I was like, this just isn't, I don't want to play this or whatever. I bounced out. But I never was sitting there going, man, I really want to know what's happening in present day. How does this tie into an Animus? Yada, 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 yada. Odyssey, I don't want to get into. I mean, there is present day stuff in Odyssey. They've said that already. So, I mean, like, you know it's tied in that fashion, but it's still fleshing out the world. And it's still, even for me, somebody who, I think they're doing a good job of moving that all about and having that all be a part of it. I don't know if it'll feel enough Assassin's Creed to you guys, because you're all looking for this stupid Desmond stuff. Let it go. You know what I mean? Let's just have a cool Spartan pirate game. I don't know what your problem is.
No, I'm not saying the game's bad. That's not what I'm saying.
No. You're just saying it's strayed so much from what it was.
Yeah. So like, you know, I forgot his name from Orlando. I'm sorry. I love you.
Kevin, I think it was.
Kevin. I agree with Kevin. It's a cool Spartan game. Is it a cool Assassin's game? I haven't really fully got into it to have the.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, I totally get what you guys are saying. Both with Black Flag, where I was like, I'm a pirate, and it was not about the Brotherhood, right? And I didn't play enough of Origins, but now it is very much like, I like this game because it is Cassandra's story, right? And it is like very much she's on a personal journey that involves all the themes and things we know, but it isn't like what Altair or Ezio's story was, right? Where it was so anchored in the Brotherhood and like this is how we're doing it.
Yeah.
But also I wonder how much of that is both critical feedback but fan feedback of like do we need that? Were people really clamoring for that still?
Honestly, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't. And I personally thought, does that mean they throw away the title's name and just make these games their own story? Probably not, because I mean, the name's going to sell, obviously. They need to make money.
Yeah.
I'm not dumb. I know how the world works.
You do. You do. I say that about you a lot, Odo.
I know. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you.
I think it's a great game, and I'm interested for when it's out, so we can actually, or the review embargo's up, so
then we can have like
more.
real boy conversations.
Yeah, real boy conversations. Number 2, Fallout 76 beta dates have been revealed. This is from Bethesda themselves. Fallout 76 officially releases on November 14th, but the first chance to experience the game can begin much earlier than that. We're excited to announce that our beta, I hate it, the BETA, Break It Early Test application, will arrive first on Xbox One on Tuesday, October 23rd, and 1 week later on PlayStation 4 and PC players. For PlayStation 4. It's going to land on PlayStation 4 and PC players Tuesday, October 30th. During the beta period, we will provide regular updates on when the servers will be live through at Fallout on Twitter and the Bethesda.net forums and our Bethesda.net status page. Servers will not be live 24/7 as the team works to troubleshoot issues, stress the servers, and optimize player concurrency.
Ooh.
Fallout 76 do anything for you?
Let me put it like this.
Oh, God.
Take me home, country road, to the place where I belong. West Virginia, I'm from Houston. Fallout, that's all I know.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because at first I was like, are we making fun of John Denver? And like, no, we're into it. We're into it. We're feeling it. I watched, did you see today they dropped basically the opening cinematic of the game where it's like, war never changes and the whole speech from Ron Perlman and shots of the Vault 76. They released that trailer, so I watched that today and it was like, man, you're making it sound and feel like Fallout, and I love Fallout, but I just don't know about a Fallout where I'm playing with other people. Like, it sounds weird and I don't know if it'll click for me. I'm scared.
Honestly, so Fallout's one of those games. And guys, I played Pokemon since the day I was born, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Some games, it's basically the same game over and over.
Sure.
Like Pokemon, but Pokemon's awesome. And so this aspect actually makes me want to play it more. Cause now I was like,
what's different?
I could have. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit too optimistic, but now it's like it can be fun again. Not saying it wasn't fun before.
Sure.
But I mean, Fallout's kind of like I get a high enough level and I snipe everything in the head like from 50 yards away.
Sure,
before it even
you're
gets
just
close to me.
vatsing everything to death and it's over. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like in my mind, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but in my mind, it's gonna be like, oh crap, real people and real people tactics and
yeah.
And I don't know if it's actually gonna work because it seems like you're just kind of getting a party of 4 and then just bomb rush everything.
Yeah,
from what I can see.
And now it's just my impressions are so based on just what I saw at that E3 presentation when at their Bethesda event and Todd Howard came out and showed all the different video stuff, and it's like I'm interested enough to want to play it. I want to do the beta, or at least when we get the game, play it and see what's up. I just don't know. If it feels like I'm just getting into groups of 4 and running around and killing super mutants, man, that's not Fallout to me. And I also hate the base building in Fallout 4. So if they didn't make that way better here,
All right, I'm going to say something very controversial.
Controversial Odell opinion coming up.
That's who I am. If it takes the Skyrim approach where it's like, this is the same game with none of the bugs fixed, I'm out. I'm out day one.
Oh, wow. Okay. What do you mean? So Skyrim, like Skyrim Elder Scrolls 5? Or
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like all of them, because like I feel like there's certain, just giant open world games that stay consistently glitchy.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm not saying it'll get better, but I feel like at a certain point, it's like I shouldn't be running into the same glitch every game.
Sure.
And now with the online aspect of Fallout, part of me, the narcissist part of me is just really like, it's gonna be glitchy.
Oh, I mean, let me tell you right now, day one is gonna be a grease fire. Yeah. It's going to be all sorts of problems of like, you can do, and this isn't me insulting Bethesda, it's anybody launching an online game of like, day one, you can do the break it test all you want. You're never going to get as many people through the door as you get through on day one, which amplifies everything.
Yeah, and I'm a gamer first before I'm a journalist, so I am susceptible to hype like anyone else. And I mean, the song trailer and the trailers just got me hyped.
Oh, sure.
And I'm kind of hyped. And now I'm actually thinking, am I hyped for real? Or is this just like random, still 6-year-old? It's a new Fallout game.
Am I hyped because it's Fallout and it's got a good campaign and a good song and yeah.
Yeah, you know, I get it. And then, you know, 5 hours in, I'm just like, what about this?
Yeah, we'll see. What about Anthem? Anthem get you going?
You know, at PAX West, I went to the closed door. You were there. Yeah, we were there at the same thing. After that presentation, that I guess we can't talk about, or
no, you can. No, it was because it was a lead into their the panel.
Okay, yeah. What they talk about how they're doing what I feel like a lot of online games will do. It's your story.
Yeah.
The game is you playing a single player experience, and then when you go out, you do multiplayer missions together that don't affect what you've done. So it's like, okay, I'm getting the best of both worlds. I can have my first player game.
Yeah.
You know, and have all these unique experiences and shape the world in the way I see fit. And when I go out and do like, you know, big missions, I'm with real people, so it gets real like the bot feel. Because, you know, like, you know, Halo did it when you had like the fire team of 4 and you gotta, it's like, I don't really like having the bots, like, because it doesn't feel real.
Sure.
So like real people, and that's fun. I can have fun with my friends. But when I stop playing, the game doesn't go, oh, you're not playing multiplayer, so, well, why are you here?
Yeah.
No, it keeps growing. And what I saw there was like, I can really, you know, shape this world, customize, you know, my mech suit. Have this, because I'm a big story guy.
Yeah, me too.
And so I hate when a game loses its story or identity for the sake of multiplayer. And I know Anthem's experiment there, but I feel they're really trying to not sacrifice anything with that, and I can respect that. At first, I was just like, I'm some space guy shooting aliens, and robots, they were like the first man, and we're the first man, and you know, same old song. But this is like, okay, no, you were legit trying to do something different with this, and I respect that 100%.
That's the thing is, I think when I look at it, I was talking to Andrea about it. Like, I look at it, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I need to see more. But what excites me is that it is BioWare, and they do know what they're doing from a narrative design. Like, okay, like let's see what it's actually going to shape up to be. Same thing, I guess, with Fallout, right? Bethesda with Fallout. But they know what Fallout is, so Fallout 76 should still be in the same vein, even though...
I mean, at worst, it's going to be Fallout.
True. With a bunch of people running around. Fucking Limp Dick 69 running through here shooting me in the head. Number 3, Fortnite Season 6 has launched. This is from IGN, where Michael Koczwara writes this. Darkness Rises is the theme for Season 6 and follows the events of the Purple Cube and its subsequent dissolving into Loot Lake. The theme brings a number of map changes, including a floating island where Loot Lake was originally located, a haunted castle, and new corrupted areas where the runes were placed. Shadowstones grant players a special shadow form for 45 seconds when consumed. Your ability to use this weapon is removed, but you can go... Your ability to use weapons is removed when you go, but you can go invisible when standing still. Phase is a new ability that propels you forward and lets you pass through objects. You also receive increased movement speed, and you're free of any fall damage. These new items are typically found near corrupted zones. Pets can now be unlocked through the Battle Pass and allow you to bring a cute and small friend into the battlefield. Pets will most likely count as back bling as they appear as backpacks in the trailer. Storm circles and both their wait time and shrink time have gotten changes. Expect matches to go just a bit faster, as the wait time for circles to start moving have generally gotten shorter. Players have the ability to select music from their locker. New music can be unlocked through the Battle Pass. You a Fortnite player?
I am not.
Yeah?
It's I just don't have the time.
Oh, honestly, I mean, that's the biggest thing is like, for us, you know, E3, it comes to Switch. We all got on board. Here, kind of funny. Season 5 started. We all bought in, got the pass, and we played religiously for a few weeks. And then the rush started. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not insulting anybody here. Other games started coming out, right? Where it was, oh shit, Valkyria Chronicles or Octopath, Octopath was there. But you know what I mean? Like, that's happening. And now that I'm like into Assassin's Creed, like, I think I'm gonna definitely, obviously, I'm already updating my Switch, getting all that ready. I'm very excited for cross-play with PlayStation and being able to get my cross-progression going. But it's just a distraction game, I think, now, where I'm not going to get so into it as we were, where we were just playing nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, like, the demographic of players, they're, like, you know, younger people with no jobs. And that's not an insult. It just means they have the time to do it. It's this generation's Halo 2, essentially.
Yeah. And I get that, and I love it, and I love Fortnite. It's just that right now I'm way more excited for Assassin's Creed and Red Dead and Lego DC Supervillains because I'm a nerd. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Those are the games I can't wait to get home and play, whereas this, I think, is going to be, oh, we have 30 minutes before a meeting, sure, let's do a round of Fortnite and get in there.
Yeah, and I guess because we're old, I guess I remember when Fortnite was like at PAX with like a small booth and it was about killing zombies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I still think about that, and I'm just like, damn.
Yeah. Now it's the biggest thing going. It's so big it can pressure PlayStation and Nintendo to do its bidding.
Yeah.
Number 4 on the Roper Report, Nintendo has won a lawsuit in Japan against MariKart. This is Brian Ashcraft over at Kotaku. Today, Tokyo District Court ruled against MariKart, the unofficial real-life Mario Kart, ordering the company to cease lending out Nintendo-themed cosplay and cough up 10 million yen in damages. That's nearly $89,000. Nintendo filed suit against MariKart, now known as Mari Mobility, earlier last year for intellectual property violation. The MariKart tours are incredibly popular with tourists, ranking high on TripAdvisor. But besides the obvious copyright issues, there have been other problems, including incidents of tourists crashing the MariKart go-karts. If you haven't seen these, I bet you have. I know pretty much anybody who goes in Japan seems to do a video about this. Xavier Woods did for Up, Down, Down in his social. But you get into these little go-karts, and they used to hand out Luigi outfits and Mario outfit and Peach outfits, and you would drive around as if you were doing a Mario Kart thing. And so it's a goofy thing. Tim has his booked. He's going to Japan here in a couple weeks or next week, and he's now going to be doing Mari Mobility. No costumes included. Go get him Nintendo, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, clearly when it was happening, I'm like, this doesn't seem like an officially licensed thing.
Yeah, I feel like they were probably good until people started crashing into things.
Sure, that's when they pissed him off forever. Cool, Greg, bringing up the thing here. Realize this is, yeah, you see it. Show it to, you want to show it to the kids, Cool, Greg? Or were you just so excited to hear about it, you had to see it, Cool, Greg? Oh, I see.
Thank you.
No, yeah. But it seemed like a fun little thing, but it also seems incredibly dangerous. I wouldn't want to go driving in a go-kart in Japan. It's like same thing around here. People drive those go-karts around here, Cool, Greg. You've seen them. The tourist go-karts. You push them over? Oh, you push them over and tag them? Or somebody you know has pushed them over and tagged them?
Outside, you do that in San Francisco. Y'all have like vertical inclines as, hit streets.
Exactly, yeah. We're going to get in a go-kart and drive there with other cars in the road? No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. Number 5, Discord has announced its first 7 First on Discord titles. I'm reading straight from Discord. Discord this morning revealed the first 7 First on Discord titles. As a reminder, First on Discord games are great games that Discord is helping to bring to life. They will have a period of exclusivity, typically 90 days, then their developers can sell them anywhere they want. These first on Discord titles will be sold on the curated Discord store and will be available when the Discord store launches to everyone this fall. Games are last year, The Nightmare from Elastic Games, Sinner, Sacrifice for Redemption, by another indie. And I'm not insulting it, that's the name of the developer. Just some other indie did it, jeez. Minion Masters from Beta Dwarf, Bad North from Raw Fury, At Sundown from Versus Evil / Mild Beast. At Sundown, we've done a party mode on. You can check it out, youtube.com/kindafunnygames. We enjoyed it quite a bit. Mad Machines from Hero Blocks, and King of the Hat from Business Corp Business Corp Incorporated / Hieroglyphic Games. I've played King of the Hat at Montreal Comic Con, had a great time with it too.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Exactly, right? Odell, I'm interested to see how these games are, what Discord's up to, but we're going to have to wait so long till they launch this fall.
Well, Greg, the official list...
No, I didn't say the question.
Oh.
You're fine.
Oh, great. Fine. Okay.
Odell, if I wanted something more immediate, like say what came to the mom and grop shops, where would I go?
Well, Greg...
You were so happy to get to it. I love you.
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform, as listed by the Kinda Funny Games Daily Show, hosts each and every weekday.
Yeah. It is Thursday, meaning it is a giant Nintendo rock block of Switch games. If I don't say a platform for a game title, that means it's a Switch game. So let's get it started with Alwa's Awakening, Armello, X-Order, Fortnite Battle Pass Season 6, of course, everywhere. Life is Strange 2, Episode 1 on Xbox One and PC, back to Switch. More Hoon Wanted, back to PS4. Perception Remastered. Pilot Sports is on PlayStation 4 and Switch. Rise and Shine is on Switch. Towerfall, Switch. I don't like not saying. I gotta figure out a better way. I'm just gonna say it, Switch also. Wander Song Switch. Whispering Willow Switch. Tropico 6 Beta is now available on PC. Chronic Chronic 14, now available on iOS. ACA Neo Geo Cyberlip is on Switch. Arcade Archives Excitebike is on Switch. Find the Balance is on Switch. Jack and Jill DX is on Switch. Risk of Rain is on Switch. Rooms, The Adventure of Anne and George is on Switch. Sega Ages Lightning Force Quest for the Dark Star is on Switch. Sega Ages Sonic the Hedgehog is on Switch. And The Escapist Complete Edition is on Switch.
So basically your entire life is on the Switch.
As usual. Hey, let's put 15 games on the Switch today. I'm sure they'll all succeed. New dates for you. Prodigy Tactics is coming out on Friday, September 28th. Party Hard 2 is coming to Steam October 25th. Vertical Drop Heroes HD comes to Switch on October 4th. Sinner, Sacrifice for Redemption releases on Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One on October 18th. Tied Together comes to Switch on October 19th. Candy Crush Friends Saga comes to your mobile phone on October 11th. And then Yokai Watch 3 comes to the 3DS on February 8th. Whew. Lots of games. They don't stop, Odell.
They don't stop.
It's time for Reader Mail. But first, I'm going to tell you we're brought to you by NordVPN. You know what sucks, Odell?
What sucks, Greg?
Having your data stolen. But NordVPN is here to help. You can start protecting your internet experience today with 66% off a 2-year plan by using code GAMES at nordvpn.com/games. NordVPN protects your browsing data from anyone wanting to snoop through it. There are thousands of servers in more than 61 countries. No data logging. NordVPN's Chrome browser is lightweight and user-friendly from the first click. Android and iOS apps are there to secure your mobile browsing experience. They have super fast servers, 24/7 customer support. You get up to 6 simultaneous connections along with an automatic kill switch alongside military-grade encryption. Plus gets all risk-free 30 days or your money back if you're not happy. NordVPN is offering my viewers 66% off a 2-year plan. That's about $3.99 per month. Just go to nordvpn.com/games or click the link in the description of this video to sign up and start protecting yourself. That's nordvpn.com/games, GAMES. Use code GAMES to start today. Beckham writes in to kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, just want to ask Odell if the Let's Go Pokemon games are a good place to start on Pokemon games, or do I need to wait for the next gen Pokemon games coming next year? You came here and you told me your story, Houston, all the stuff, and then you also said that you're a Pokemon guy. That Jared Petty and Pear were referring to you as the Pokemon guy, correct?
Yes, they were.
Where does this start? How did you get to be the Pokemon guy?
Well, it all started in the summer of before I was born, when a lovely lady met a fella, and we're gonna skip all that because that's boring.
Okay, yeah.
But you know, I started with the yellow version, played Pokemon, loved all the Pokemon, competitive, battled, really just, I mean, you know how people talk about hundreds of hours in the game? Yeah. Pokemon is that game for me. I have literally anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 hours in Pokemon across the board.
Okay.
I went to Game Informer. And I knew I was a Pokemon guy when Reiner came up to me and was like, Odell, I've never met anyone. Andrew Reiner, Game Informer. Shout out.
What up?
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
He literally told me, I've never met anyone who loved or knew more about Pokemon than you.
Damn, that's saying something.
Yeah, and he told me to write a list for Game Informer. You can still look it up. It's called the top 50 best Pokemon of all time of 2012 of that current year.
Pikachu number 1?
Oh, no, it was Mew, actually.
Okay.
Pikachu was number 25.
Damn, what he should be. You did him like that.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny. He's middle of the pack. It's like... and his number's 25, so I thought it was funny.
Okay, cool.
And that article got over 1 million hits. Yeah. So I was proud of myself.
And you're like, fuck you, Game Informer, I'm out. I'm gonna go make Pokemon money.
That did not happen, folks. and then Wikipedia starts citing a lot of my Pokemon articles as sources, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I don't know who on Wikipedia was doing that. That could have been like Jim from Iowa. Thank you, Jim.
Shout out to Jim in Iowa.
But yeah, I met Casey DeFreitas from IGN at E3, and we were like, she was going to the bathroom, and we spent like 35 minutes just talking about Pokemon.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I am an expert, folks. Like, trust me. But to answer Beckham's question, you came to the right guy. Let's Go, if you're serious about playing Pokemon games, is not a good place to start.
Really?
Yeah. One, it's catering to the Pokemon Go fans,
sure.
Which that's fine. Like,
I was gonna say, wait a second. Now, do you play Pokemon Go? Or do you poo-poo Pokemon Go? Do I need to call Andrew Goldfarb?
You can. I poo-poo it, but I also play it.
Okay, great. Okay.
Because it's still like, but I'm a Pokemon guy.
You gotta get your fix.
Yeah. So, because it's a spin-off game.
Yeah.
my excitement for Let's Go has been going down because the more they showcase of new features, it's more they're watering it down. So in the same sense, could you play Pokemon Go and then hop into one of the core games and know what's going on? Of course not.
Gotcha.
So Let's Go is going to be in the same vein. If you're really serious, Beckham, I would start with Gen 8. And if you need to...
Which one's Gen 8? Is that Soul Silver?
No, Gen 8 is the yet-to-be-announced Switch
title. Oh, yeah. Damn, I thought I was going to look cool for a second because everybody says to do Soul Silver.
Yeah, but so... And then if you really want to start Fire Red Leaf Green, which is a proper remake of the originals, you know, you can get it for like $5 off of Amazon or eBay, you know, pull out a old... SP and play that. That's a great place to start. I wouldn't start with Sun and Moon, the newest one, because that's very... They changed the formula a lot to, like, you know, switch it up. So I would start with either X and Y or Black and White if you're going retro gaming. But if you don't want to, you know, play an old game, then I would just wait for Gen 8.
Okay. You know a lot about Pokemon. You should talk to Tim sometime. He likes that shit.
Oh, where's he at?
He's, I don't know, being a dork over there, probably looking at his Nintendo stuff. The Almighty Foofy writes in to kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, howdy, KFGD hosts. I'm on the verge of beating Spider-Man for PS4 and getting my very first platinum. Nice. Side note, to hell with all those drone missions. Just get good, son. I'm thoroughly loving the game, and it's going to be on my short list of best games of the year, but it got me thinking, will Spider-Man run the risk of not being received... Let me try this again. Will Spider-Man run the risk of not receiving the end of the year awards it certainly deserves? Think about it. Is it the best PlayStation 4 game this year? When put against God of War, maybe not. What about action adventure game of the year? Good luck going against Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and even Shadow the Tomb Raider. Best open world game? Again, Red Dead is staring it down with AC Odyssey, Shadow the Tomb Raider, even Far Cry 5. I just worry that as much love as Spider-Man gets, it could get lost in the conversation among the other juggernauts this year. What do you think? Could Spider-Man get lost in the sea of amazing games we've had this year? Sincerely, Foofy. 100% that's going to happen. That's going to happen to everybody. Like, last year, we're sitting there getting all these games, 2017, and it was like, what a fucking fantastic year to be a gamer. I can't believe how stiff the competition is, how many great things there are, yada, yada, yada. This year's been just as bad, if not worse, in terms of there's so many great games, Odell.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on how people categorize things. Like,
sure.
Okay, best action adventure. If we're giving God of War best game of the year, you know, some people will be like, well, let's just give it to something that's not the game of the year, because game of the year means
of course
best of every category. So I guess it comes down to personal opinion, how people want to break their categories down. But I mean, it happens every year. I mean, Breath of the Wild snubbed every game that came out in existence.
Exactly. I don't know if you know Mario Odyssey came out. It's pretty great. Probably should have been game of the year, but no big deal.
No, because Breath of the Wild was just like, what category? Can we put this in a puzzle game? Because if so, best puzzle game of the year.
Yeah, I use this stuff, does all this stuff. It's going to be a very interesting award season to see how everything shakes down, because I do think that they're already, like, you know, I came out early. It was like God of War is my game of the year so far at the time. And I was like, I think it might be my favorite game of all time. Like, I think it caught me so off guard and I loved it so much. And I love Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's an amazing game. I still think God of War is, I think, my game of the year. You know what I mean? And I love Spider-Man. I love it. Yeah. I know shirtless Spider-Man. He's in the game. You know what I mean? But I'm still like that. Yeah. Let alone, what the fuck's Red Dead going to be?
Yeah. Foofy, I don't think you should worry, though, because I don't think it's going to get as much love as it deserves, but I still think it's going to win some awards. Like, I don't think we live in a world where it doesn't win anything.
It's also that thing. I know awards are awesome and nice, and trust me, I love it when Kind of Funny gets them, and I'm waiting for them to get one of them. But like, you see them on a shelf, you put them up as a developer, yada yada. Like, every one of these games, we're talking about God of War, Spider-Man, even Assassin's Creed right now in this pre-review period, and then you'll get to Red Dead. I think have all been given ample their chances to shine in terms of like, holy shit, people are talking about how great these are. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. I left Tomb Raider out on purpose because I still don't have a solidified opinion. I need to get back and see how it is post patch, but I'm still like,
Yeah, and I mean they could correct me if I'm wrong. They broke the PS record for fastest selling game.
Yeah, so, Spider-Man. Yeah, exactly. Like, it'd be cool to get more awards, I'm sure, but I'm sure Insomniac's like, we're doing just fine.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't win an award, but I made millions of dollars.
What do I want to do? I don't know. I'm Brian Itahar. I have a boat. Michael writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, hey, Greg, an esteemed co-host. First time, super long time. I haven't seen anyone point this out yet, and I thought it might be worth bringing attention to. If you recall, a couple of days ago, Call of Duty came out and stated that PlayStation would only be getting DLC 7 days earlier than Xbox, a big change from the 30 days that they had gotten in the past. This announcement came just one day prior to PlayStation's cross-platform announcement. I would be willing to bet that as we get closer to the Black Ops 4 release date, PlayStation and Xbox will come out and announce that cross-platform play will be available there as well. What do you think? Could Call of Duty / Activision be the first big publisher to jump into the cross-platform realm? Thank you for your time and the many years of entertainment. Also, shout out to the homie, Cool Greg. Michael, not a chance in fucking hell. There's no goddamn chance that that's gonna happen. For Call of Duty, the Black Ops 4, in a few weeks, no, they're not gonna come out and be like, well, we figured it all out, guys. It's over, right, Odell?
I mean, you're pretty much right. I mean, I feel like if they really wanted to, they could, but let's be real. People like money.
Yeah. And I think PlayStation was very calculated in their statement yesterday about Fortnite cross-platform play. 2 days ago? Yesterday. Of just being like, this is something brand new. This is a new direction for us. This is our beta. We're testing this out. They are by no means, I think, ready to open the doors to Black Ops 4. Call of Duty, you know what I mean? The fall name amongst names every year and be like, all right, cool. We're doing this, now you win. I think the next thing will be Rocket League. I think that'll be the next real test for them. I know Jeremy Dunham from Psyonix, who we talked about yesterday, of course, gave me my job at IGN, now works at Psyonix, had put out a tweet as well of like, we're super happy about that, and if they want to hit us up about this, we'd love to talk about it kind of thing. Like, we hear our players, but I do not think we're there yet. I do think that we talked about it yesterday, if that wall ever falls down for AAA, who will be the one to get to it? And I do think it's a race between Call of Duty, Destiny, those big game, Division, big games that have proven they have large audiences that would love to play each other, but I think this is just too soon. And I also think that it's just, you've been making the game for so many years, not banking on this, that at the last second to throw a switch, I don't think it's as easy.
I mean, nowadays, the people you play with online or the people you play with online, and you know what console everyone's going to get it on. There's always that one schmuck, Odell, because I don't play games on Xbox. I just don't. I have one. I just like...
You just have it and you shame it in the corner? You're like, bad Xbox.
You know, I occasionally get the dust rag off and, do this because Ori's getting ready to come out.
Hell yeah, Ori.
So, I got to act like I love Xbox again. But... So... I mean, I feel like as long as the console wars are still healthy and people, they exist. I know people are going to be like, no, people, I still meet people who are like, I refuse to play online on PlayStation. I'm like, why?
You just said you refuse to play your Xbox. You can't get on your high horse now.
I can get on my high horse.
God damn it, Odell.
I am from the South.
What does that have to do with anything? I
don't know. Everything. Everything.
In line with this conversation, Nick from good old New Zealand writes into kindafunny.com and says... Hey, Greg and Odell, does the cross-platform play for Fortnite set an unrealistic standard for the industry? Now, I know this is beta for now, but I'm already seeing Fortnite can get it, so I hope Destiny, Rocket League, etc. comments pop up. But does the fact that Fortnite is the biggest game in the world at the moment set an unrealistic standard, at least for now, for other games? It's a huge step, but it's also just the start. How long do you expect before this becomes an industry-wide standard? Thanks. This is right what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Assuming there's a next console generation, probably then.
Yeah.
I don't see the Xbox One and the PS4 and the Switch doing it. I don't know when this next console generation is going to be because that's, one of the biggest gaming mysteries right now.
Yeah, sure.
So, but let's say we do get a PS5 and a Xbox, whatever they want to call it, and Switch HD.
Switch is in the middle. It'll still be Switch. It'll just be like, hey, we're still doing our thing.
Then maybe, they'll come up with some terabyte processor that explains why they never did it because now we can do it because that. And everyone be. But as of now, no one's really complaining. People are like, ooh, that would be cool, but the community isn't really lobbying for this.
It's
no one's
first
up in
steps,
flames.
right? That was the thing. The reason the Fortnite thing happened is because Fortnite is such a huge phenomenon, and Fortnite was already doing it. I mean, Rocket League was doing it before as well, but Rocket League, and I'm not saying it's a small game by any means. Rocket League's also ginormous and makes a lot of money. Rocket League's big moment in the sun had kind of passed, right? They're trucking along and doing amazing, and they're going to keep bringing players back and forth. But it's not like it was when it first dropped, and all you could talk about or play was Rocket League. I think that that's how it'll continue to go for a while. The squeaky wheels are going to get the grease. So Fortnite was able to break through because they're Fortnite and be huge, and their audience was very into it. Now I think, yeah, Sony has to, and everybody has to turn to the partners that are the big multiplayer games on their platform that are already doing this and be like, okay, cool, let's do this.
Yeah. What I think will be a real like testimony to when this happens, when games that aren't like the big first-person shooters start doing, like Street Fighter 5, has PS4 and PC crossplay. Like if fighting games started like doing this and like MMOs that happen to be on consoles start doing this, then I'm like, okay, we're there. We are there. We need. I feel like other genres that aren't the shooter genres, like you said, Rocket League is a good example.
Yeah.
Start doing this, then we will be there. I feel like officially we'll be there when. Then if I start playing Mortal Kombat online and it's anyone who owns the game across anything, I'll be like, we're there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be glacial for a while. I think it'll be select titles, and I don't think you'll get another one for a few month and a half, probably 2 months. I would hope by the end of this year they're like, all right, Rocket League's in the beta too, because Rocket League deserves it. It's just been around, and they've said how easy it is as well. But again, it's up to people to be vocal from those communities, not in an asshole way, but in a way that we really want this, and we want to be able to play everybody.
Yeah, because sometimes, like I said, there really is that one guy. I know I was on my high horse, but he just has an Xbox and he doesn't have money for a PS4, but he has money for the game. And
and he wants to
want to be able to play with my buddy.
Yeah, exactly. OhBallsItsJebus writes in on this whole issue and says, to expound on the conversation yesterday between Greg and Gary about the possibility of universal crossplay among all platforms, the news came out within the last couple of days. At least Xbox, parentheses with a few articles floating around about PS4 as well, will be supporting the use of keyboard and mouse on the consoles in the near future. One of the main issues gamers have brought up against crossplay, especially with PC, is the use of keyboard and mouse against controller players because of increased amount of accuracy gained by the use of mouse instead of stick. Do you feel these announcements make it more likely that we could see the floodgates open in the future/near future? And to use Gary's phrase from the show, will the walls come down? Keep up the great work. Make some chicken jokes and get out. Yeah, I've seen the Xbox thing floating around that, like, if you're one of the Xbox, kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. I want to say super users, but that's not it. Like, they're beta testers of things. They're getting ready to roll out keyboard and mouse support for certain things. But again, I don't think that's going to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, universal. Like, it's just like, oh, that's another control option for everything. That's so rare that I think it's more of an accessibility thing. It's more for certain games. And yeah, it's going to be great one day as we get closer to being able to play everywhere that you have that option. Yeah,
personally, just on a personal, I don't feel that keyboard and mouse makes that big of a difference because you have to, eventually get good at that. I suck with keyboard and mouse. Like some people, when you play, I was talking about fighting games, play with an arcade stick versus a controller. But if you get pro with whatever you use, you get pro, isn't going to make you unbeatable.
I mean, I can't help you there, Odell, because everybody I've ever heard talk about keyboard and mouse pro players, they'll tear up a console player. And I know that Alfredo Diaz, he gave it. Let's call Alfredo. He would know. Hold on. Alfredo will know this right now, because I'm pretty sure, and I don't want to talk out my ass, that like there's not a chance in hell if you're great with a keyboard, you could do this. But Alfredo will know. Now, will Alfredo answer his phone? Who knows? Hold on. I do this. Click that. Alfredo.
I mean, every keyboard and mouse player has told me the same thing. They tell me I'm crazy.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is I think you're crazy, but I want to make sure I again don't feel like I'm confident enough in my skills to tell you that you're crazy. Right. So we'll see if Alfredo answers his phone. Number one keyboard and mouse player, Alfredo, because Alfredo used to be a cool normal person who played on consoles, and then he fell for the siren song of teraflops and hard drives and Excel, and he just went and did that.
My Alfredo is my friend named Blue back home. Shout out to Blue.
Blue.
Yeah, and he feels the same way. He's like, look at me, Destiny 2, look at my setup and my wide screen, and look how fast my sensitivity is. I'm like,
Alfredo, it's Greg Miller from Kinda Funny. You're on Twitch Live. How are you?
Hey, yo, what up?
Nothing. What at? Well, no, it's not going to take 10 minutes. Just calm down. We're not. It's fine. Okay. Here's the question we have. Odell's on here too. Hi, Odell.
Hey.
Hello.
The question is, and this is anybody, any gamer in the world, if you took the best first-person shooter player on PC with mouse and keyboard and the best first-person shooter player with a controller, and you let them cross-play, would it be a fair contest, or would mouse and keyboard still kick the shit out of them?
Majority of the time, it would not be a fair contest.
It would not be a fair contest.
No. If you guys have been in the Microsoft war, what's going on? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we're talking about the Microsoft keyboard and mouse support, and then what about cross-platform play and all that jazz?
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be an opportunity for people to be able to do that. So I think it's great to have people playing with each other and building, keep that friendship going between different platforms. But I had a device called a Zim that enabled me to use mouse and keyboard on the Xbox, and I used that for a couple of weeks just so I could play with my subs because I was primarily on PC at that time. And it was a cakewalk. It wasn't even fair. I was able to do things that Xbox players weren't able to do. And yeah, and it's a huge advantage.
Yeah, so shut up, Odell.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely anomalies, right? Like, there was a Fortnite, huge Fortnite tournament a couple weeks ago where there were, like, controller players who were holding their own, but, like, those are few and far between.
Sure. All right, thanks. Yeah. Thanks, Alfredo.
It's a hot debate. All right.
All right, love you. Bye.
Catch you guys later.
Well,
just had to put you down. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to just talk out my own ass. So let Alfredo talk out his ass.
Well, I mean,
back to Houston with you. Odell, it's time to squad up. This is where somebody writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD, give me their name, username, platform of choice, and why they need help in a video game. I read it here. The best friends come and find you. You all play games together. All Today, right. Malik Schlepp. Yeah, needs help. Malik writes in. Hold on. Oh, no. This is, I see what's happening. Malik, so no real squad up today. This is a PSA from Malik about previous squads up. Malik says, hey, kind of funny best friends. This isn't a question, but more of a warning. I was lucky enough for Greg to read my squad up a few weeks ago, and while I now have a few people I play Destiny 2 regularly with, I also got added by a few spam accounts who spent links for obviously fishy websites. Always be careful who you talk to online, boys and girls, and please don't open links from people you don't know. Love you all. Let's game safe. Yes, sorry. Yeah. I'm not stopping. P.S. I love you, or squad up. I just wanted to make sure we were very clear that yes, by doing this, maybe, apparently, I'm not going to lie, Kind of Funny is a big enough deal that we got the spam bots coming out for you. Yeah, dust me off. You know what I mean? Just letting you know, cool, Greg, we made it. We got bad guys trying to get our kids. That's all that matters. Ugh. Odell.
Yes, sir.
We asked people watching live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames to go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong and keep us honest.
I feel like a whole bunch of PC players about to come after me.
Well, I mean, that's why I let Alfredo hang you out to dry, you know what I mean, to try to stop that, because they're going to be all like, hey, yeah, you know, and don't get me wrong, these PC players, too busy doing their taxes probably to write in. They're so caught up in that exciting game right there. Remember, if you ever watch live, kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, tell us what we screw up. Here we go. Ari says, Assassin's Creed Origin is set in 49 BCE, and Odyssey is set in 431 BCE. Thank you very much. Parker understands that I'm too stupid to remember, like, wait, don't you count backwards? Parker writes in and says, hey, Greg, Assassin's Creed Odyssey takes place 400 years before Assassin's Creed Origin, as Odyssey takes place in the things we just talked about. That's perfect. Thank you very much. So, yes, Odyssey is a prequel then to Origins, making it very interesting about this brotherhood business and how that all relates. But again, I can't talk to you about that yet, so I'm not even really going to get into it. Come on, I was just saying something I don't care about. Okay. Zaire says Nintendo mobile game Dragalia Lost is out today. I missed that one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Zyger says Soul Silver is the remake of Gen 2 for Gen 4, Greg. Thanks, Zyger. Oh, here we go. Parker Petrov again. Keyboard and mouse support is being rolled out to Xbox insiders. Whether the function is in-game will be up to the developers. Exactly. Thank you very much. Sir. I wanted, VIPs. I knew wasn't right, so there you go.
Seems like we weren't wrong about a lot this episode.
No, we did pretty well. We did pretty well here.
Yeah. Again, people, I'm a professional.
You are. Yeah. Charles J gets the final one. He says, crossplay controls. Fortnite stated the matchmaking will have some restrictions. Default is keyboard and mouse in one pool, controller in another. And while you can swap to a controller from keyboard and mouse mid-match, you can't the other way around. So it seems like they thought things through. So they're keeping things safe. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this has been Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show. kindafunny.com/KFGD with your questions, comments, concerns, bad PSN names, everything else. Then watch it live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. Watch it later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Listen on podcast services around the globe. If you like the show and what we do, head over to patreon.com/kindafunnygames. A few bucks goes a long way to keep everything running. And of course, Odell Harmon Jr., where do people go to keep up with you?
Well, it's very simple. If you want to keep up with me, head over to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever you use for social media at Odell Harmon Jr. That is O''DELL Harmon Jr.
That's good. That's really good. Right there. Remember, as I said, he flew himself out here, and he said, he's like, don't do free stuff unless you have to. We didn't pay him for this. This is an opportunity Odell took into his own hands and made sure. So please support him. Full Circle Podcast, thegamefanatics.com. Follow him on Twitter. Get it up there. If you like him, let him know. If you don't, shove it up your ass. Don't tell anybody. It's your secret. Take it to the grave with you. Am I right, Cool Greg? Odell, you are welcome back anytime.
Oh, thank you,
I
sir.
really, really appreciate you, and I can't wait to see what you do in this industry.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, too. And whenever I'm in San Francisco, again, if PSX happens and I'm back in California, because who knows?
Who knows what they're doing, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm around.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to call me, because, most of the times I'm, like, at home in my underwear, like, playing Pokemon and
I was going to say, I think if Pokemon continues to be a thing, I bet you'll get a phone call from us. Yeah, don't worry about it.
No problem. Thank
Until
you.
next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you.